Hey YouTube, it's Matt with Olympus Reptiles. We're going to continue with our ball python tournament today. I have to get my announcer voice out, but first I want to share something with you. So we are completely done with the first round, and this is extremely interesting. So to give you an idea of the second round matchup, today we're going to be filming Zeus versus Artemis. So we're going to have a Zebra V versus a Pied, but also we'll have an Onyx later versus a Pastel Lesser Desert Ghost, Pisveg versus Clown the Trouser Snake, the one-eyed trouser snake, Mystic Potion versus our Lemon Blast Scaleless Head. Now, here's the cool thing for those of you who are on Patreon and those of you who aren't, you're thinking about it. Hey man, their bracket is vastly different. We didn't really know how different it would be. Honestly, I didn't think it'd be very different the first round. I thought it'd start to change as I went through. But this thing, every matchup, I think, is different. So instead of Zeus versus Artie, you got Zeus versus Super Pastel Xanthic, a lot of Xanthic in there. The Inchy Ivory instead of the Onyx taking on the Pastel Lesser Desert Ghost. Pisveg versus Suma instead of Clown, the Trouser Snake. Mystic Potion is taking on the Pastel Spot Nose, took out the Scaleless Head on the Patreon chart. So if there's something that you really liked over here and you wanted to get a chance at, and you know what? Didn't make it, maybe it won over here. So come join us on that one too. It'll be a lot of fun stuff. Now, without further ado, let's get on to today's matchup. So I'm going to start this with the underdog. This is actually a 3-6 upset with the number 1 seed. So 1 seed versus 6 seed. Let me show you that 6 seed first. What a snake this is. Oh, I'll bring him up here for you. This is my first ever Pied. So first Pied I ever had, name's Artemis. Artemis, yes, is a girl's name. I don't know if I told the story of why it has a girl's name. So we bought this from a guy who was having a baby. Couldn't keep as many snakes. I love people having babies. They sell a lot of cool shit. It had been a holdback. He had sexed it to be a girl. Down the road, it wasn't growing like it should. And I remember petting it on the side, and it pushed my hand, which I'd kind of picked up over time and worked with my snakes that is typically a sign of a male during breeding season. I thought, what the hell? So I went to pop it and sperm plugs. So it ended up being a male, and it's fathered several clutches for us. So it worked out. You know, we're glad that it's around. We typically just call him Artie now, so he really has a name of Artie, which isn't even a name from our normal naming, but it originally was Artemis, but we didn't want to completely change it. So this is Artie, the Pied ball python. It's also one that I always take out and show people when they come over. This is my little great niece's favorite snake. She knows him by name and asks to see Artemis every time she comes over. She is now, I think, 5, maybe just turned 6. Has remembered him since she was 3. So it's really kind of cool, you know, that this snake has been such a great ambassador. This is also the snake that I think got my current wife accepting snakes. Hopefully my last wife. Don't ever have to do that. You know, you should only get married once. I had to do it twice. I'm not doing it 3 times. If this one and I don't work out, I'm just staying single. Okay? Twice is it for me. What about you, Kurt?
I'd get married again.
You'd get married again?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I don't know. I say I wouldn't, but let's be honest. I can't cook for myself. So, who knows? And she doesn't watch these videos, so she's not going to hear me say shit like that. I'll probably be okay. But anyway, this guy is really near and dear to me. He's really special. You can see how friendly he is. And anytime I've got somebody over that's nervous about snakes, I'll show him a few things, and then I'll take this one out every time. Because if he's in a good mood, like if we're working for breeding, I won't. But otherwise, he comes out, because this is always a breathtaking snake. Most non-snake people have never seen anything like this. And they're going to be very apt to want to hold it, to want to touch it. These Pieds, if you're not used to snakes, just look so out of this world that this is a great snake to get people to hold their first snake or touch their first snake when they're just a little nervous. After you've warmed them up a little bit, bring out something beautiful and breathtaking and striking, and it works like magic, right, buddy? So he's been great for us. Whether he wins in this tournament or not doesn't really matter to me. You know, this is a snake that will likely stay in my collection forever. You know, we actually talked about selling him when we found out it was missexed, you know, because we really were needing females, and elected not to. So we thought, well, we'll need a male anyway. And I'm so happy we decided to keep him because he's been amazing for me. So let me put Artemis back up, or Artie, and I will get in there, buddy. Ooh, ah. Ew, get that out of there while I'm in there. Gross. Why do you do that, Artemis? Actually, it's a good sign. It means he pooped. Yuck. Yep, we bare hand snake poop. That's what we do. And after all that talking about how special Artie is to me, I'm going to get out a snake that honestly, guys, is even more special to me. There is not a snake that I have that's as special to me as this one. Last video we showed him, he was kind of freaking out a little bit. We'll see how he does today. Get some coconut off of you. And this is, of course, one of the morphs that started it all. This is something I really wanted to make. I'll be honest, man, I couldn't afford it when I first got into ball pythons. It's one of the first snakes I saw that just blew me away, that made me think, whoa, ball pythons are the shit, you know. And this is a zebra bee. So it's a pastel spider exanthic. This is SK line, and this was produced right here at Olympus Reptiles. This kind of became the goal for me. Like, everything I was doing was driven to make this snake first. After that, of course, we were wanting to amp it up and go for the killers and everything else. And so here he is, and as you can see, he's doing great. Beautiful, beautiful snake. I just really dig him. One thing you can tell, too, is we worked with so much spider over the years that, get that coconut crap off him so you can really see, because it looks like spots on there. If you look, you have very few, like that's a spot, but there's very few spots on him. Very reduced pattern spider, which we worked to line breed over the years to keep and hold those that are very reduced. You can see his tail's wagging a little bit. He actually wants to breed. I do have a female. I am going to still let him work a little bit, so I'll put him to her in just a second. But this snake, so near and dear to my heart. This is what it all started. Like, I wouldn't have ball pythons if it wasn't for finding these guys and wanting to make them. Get in there, buddy. He does get a little bit wonky, like any spider when he's out. Come on. No, find the inside. Now, there we go. Now his head is down. He'll cruise on in there perfect. And he is also a proven male. He has fathered multiple clutches for us. Started breeding pretty early in age for us. Get back in there. You're not going to climb out and sneak out. I'm just letting you crawl in all nice. Come on. He's breeding to a pastel exanthic female as we speak to try to make me some, of course, zebra bees and killer zebra bees and whatnot. So that's the competition today. I want you guys to vote for what you like. I can tell you this. Both of these snakes are near and dear to my heart. If I would have voted, obviously I'd vote Zeus. If I was voting, I'd vote Zeus to win the whole thing. That's why he's my #1 seed. Artemis got on the bracket, not because of his genetic quality. I mean, he's a really nice pied, but it's just a pied. He got on the bracket because of how special he was to me. So to see you guys vote him over the Super Pastel Exanthic was honestly pretty cool. I also made the Super Pastel Exanthic, don't get me wrong. So it's pretty cool to see him make that next round. And honestly, there's not a bad choice here. And it's all about what you want in the snake when we write a little Y on the egg for you guys. So that's it, man. Kurt, anything you want to add? All right, guys, that's all I got. It's going to be the Zebra Bee versus the Pied. Pick your favorite now. Just write Zebra Bee, Pied, Zeus, Artie, what the hell ever in the comments. We'll figure it out, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.